Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to draw a realistic sunflower with Prismacolor Colored Pencils. Now, usually when I do tutorials, I try to use cheaper supplies so that artists that are on a budget can do this as well, but I haven't really pulled my Prismacolors out in a while, and I feel bad for neglecting them, so I'm going to be using them in this video. The colors you're going to need are a dark umber, light umber, yellow ochre, burnt ochre, canary yellow, black, and white. You can either write those colors down, or I also have them in a description box down below so that you don't have to remember them. So yeah, I apologize that I sound really tired right now. I just woke up, so mind me. Now, for my sketch, the reason why I used a roll of tape for my circle is because I literally cannot draw a circle to save my life. But if you feel pretty comfortable drawing circles without the use of tape, go on ahead and do that. I'm just kind of a perfectionist when it comes to my art, and that's why I do not feel that confident drawing a circle that well. Now, for this sketch, I'm planning on doing 3 rows of petals. So I left a decent amount of space in between the first row and the second row so that I would have room for the third row of petals. As you can see, I'm spacing them out pretty decently. When you're drawing the petals, you don't really have to worry about making them too perfect because, as you know, flowers aren't absolutely perfect, so I didn't really worry too much about that. I just kind of did what felt natural to me. On the sketching portion of the video, I did put this in real time just because I think that a sketch is the most important foundation to your drawing. If you do not have a good sketch, then your drawing overall just is not going to look correct. So I think that you should really focus on your sketch before you get into the little details of the drawing. Once I start coloring in the petals, I will speed up the footage just a bit because originally when I put the whole video together, it was going to be over an hour. And I don't know about you guys, but I have a really short attention span. So I was trying to make it as close to under 20 minutes as possible, just for you guys. I did have to make a lot of cuts and speed the footage up just a bit, and I managed to get it around 16 minutes, I believe. I am planning on putting timestamps somewhere in the description. I might either put it in the description or the comments or both, just so people that have a really short attention span like me and just like to kind of skip through the video and just get the basic ideas, you can just click to that timestamp and you don't have to listen to me ramble on about random stuff. Hopefully you guys would appreciate that. If you guys like listening to me ramble, then you can watch the whole video, I guess. But since this sketch did take a bit, I'm just going to kind of fill up this space by talking about my plan for my next video. I am planning on discussing something that I believe is kind of important, not kind of, but really important in the art community. I personally don't know how long I'm going to talk, but if it takes me 30 minutes to express my opinions on this, then I will spend all 30 minutes talking about that. But like I said, I have a really bad habit of biting off more than I can chew, whether it comes to art, activities, anything. So I do have a lot on my plate. I'm working on a birthday gift for someone. I'm gonna work on my art project for my actual art class. I am doing the 100-day painting challenge, and somewhere I gotta fit in a YouTube video. I mean, okay, I take that back. I don't have to do a YouTube video, but if I don't, I think the algorithm is not going to favor that, and I am trying to grow, so I'm trying to post as frequently as possible. But yeah. On another note, it was really nice to be able to use my colored pencils again. I feel like lately I've been painting a lot, which I love painting more than I like drawing because that's easier to me than drawing. If you can draw, I feel like you are the most talented person ever, because I feel like painting, in my opinion, is easier than drawing, which I find it really strange when colored pencil artists are like, you are so talented, you can paint, and I'm like, but you can literally draw. I feel like drawing is It's just, I don't know. It seems harder in my opinion just because you have to layer more. It takes a lot more time. But anyway, back to the tutorial. Here I'm using my kneaded eraser because if I don't pick up some of that loose lead, what is it? Graphite? I don't know. If I don't pick up any of that loose graphite, then the marks are going to show through my light layers of colored pencil, and I don't want that. But anyway, the first thing I'm going to do is outline the petal in my white colored pencil. Then I'm going to fill in the inside with some lines, just following the shape of the petal. I'm going to do this rather hard because I do want those white lines to show through when I start layering my colored pencils. So I'm just going to let you watch this as I demonstrate how I'm doing this. I would recommend doing this with a sharp colored pencil. The reason why I couldn't completely sharpen this to an exact point was because my colored pencil was slowly running out and it was getting a lot harder to sharpen it. Now I'm going to take my Canary Yellow and I'm just going to color it in. Now keep in mind when you're coloring over this, color really lightly because you don't want to blend out or cover the white layers that I put down previously. So you still want those highlights to show through. Just lightly run your pencil over this and just kind of fill up the space. Don't worry too much about the patchiness of it. Just lightly run your pencil over it. I'm sorry, I'm such a broken record. I'm really bad at giving instructions. But yeah. After I am done lightly running the Canary Yellow over the white layers, I'm going to take my yellow ochre. And as I'm coloring in the yellow ochre, I'm going to do this in a similar fashion that I did with the white colored pencil. I'm going to follow the direction of the petal, and this time, instead of doing it lightly, I'm going to press rather hard like I did with the white colored pencil because I want those darker, not necessarily highlights, but darker shadows to appear in the petal. And after that, I'm going to take my burnt ochre and do the exact same thing, except this time, instead of pressing the pencil hard like I did with the white and the yellow ochre, I'm going to do it rather lightly because I don't want to make the petals look too dark, otherwise it may look a little cartoony in my opinion. So just lightly run your burnt ochre, I think that's what I said, whatever color I just said, lightly run your burnt ochre over the petal and just create the slightest bit of color on there. Now you're going to take your light umber and apply it in the same fashion that you did with the burnt ochre. You're going to follow the direction of the petal and you're only going to make the lightest marks as possible. Now when applying the colors rather lightly and not pressing super hard, the color is going to appear a little patchy. So to fix that, you are going to use your white colored pencil and color over the entire petal to blend out those colors and smooth out that patchiness. And that's pretty much it. That's all you have to do to color in the petals of a sunflower. It looks like it's hard, but when you break it down into the layers, it's actually not super hard. It's pretty simple. So I just sped up the rest of the recording of me coloring in these petals just because it was a little unnecessary to, I don't know, have me coloring this in real time because I have a short attention span. I tried my best not to get my head into the frame too much, but it was really hard because I have the worst vision, so I really needed to lean over so I could see what I was doing. Usually I would just rotate the page, but I was worried if I would rotate the page that I would get out of focus or out of the frame, so I had to just lean over and deal with it. So hope you liked my hair. I've got to say though, it was just super fun pulling my colored pencils out again. I know I mentioned this earlier in the video, but I didn't really have more time to elaborate on it just because I had to continue with the tutorial. But I just feel like it's been a while since I pulled my colored pencils out. It was just relaxing to layer the colors and kind of feel the pressure of the paper as I colored over it. I know, I'm an artist, I'm weird. I don't know why I enjoy these things, but something about it is just really relaxing to me. But anyway, and just because I'm using Prismacolors doesn't mean that you have to necessarily use your Prismacolors. Even if you don't have access to them, even if you have Crayola colored pencils, personally I believe that you can create this piece with just Crayola colored pencils. It's definitely possible. The only reason why I used my Prismacolors was just because I haven't used them in a while, and I felt bad for not using them after spending a lot of money on them. But it's definitely possible to use Crayolas. Personally, I feel like the only reason that they don't get a lot of hype is because they're a little bit harder to layer, and Prismacolors are just a lot easier to do so. But anyway, in this frame I'm just showing you what running your white colored pencil does and how it smooths out the patchiness of the petals. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it will really make a difference and make it look a little better in my opinion. But then again, if you like that patchiness, you don't have to do that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is take my dark umber and work on the center. What I basically did was kind of drew a lot of little circles and I colored them in. I didn't worry too much about pressing super hard, just for the inside of it, but the outside I pressed a little bit rather hard just so you could see that there was a little bit of texture in there. I did also use some black in there, just to add a little bit of dimension. It's a bit hard to explain this part of the video because I'm not quite sure how to put it into comprehensive words. I feel like just watching would be simpler in my opinion, but after I layer those colors, I would blend it out with my white colored pencil, and I just slowly worked my way from the inside to the out. When I got to like the next ring of color, I guess you could say, I used my light umber and I used my dark umber, I believe. I used my light umber for like the insides of circles, and I used my dark umber to outline the outsides of the circles. I did blend out a little bit of black from the center out so that it didn't look like a completely different layer. It looked like it was more of a transition. I'm really sorry that I can't quite explain how I did this part of the video. I kind of did something. It makes sense in my head, but I know if I was trying to explain how to draw this to someone, I'm not quite sure if they would understand, so I really hope that the visuals in this video help a little bit at least. But anyway, back to what I was saying about Crayola colored pencils. You can actually create some pretty good art with them. I think the reason why people just don't prefer using them is because they are a bit harder to blend out, unlike Prismacolors. But the reason why that is Prismacolors are soft core colored pencils, so they will obviously go on a lot smoother than Crayolas would, but that doesn't mean Crayolas are terrible. I'm planning on releasing a video sometime of me redoing my Crayola versus Prismacolor video because the really first one kind of sucked. I was super awkward. I was just starting to finally talk a little bit more. I don't like that video, but I'm not gonna remove it because I don't know why I won't, but I won't remove it. Yeah. I'm not quite sure what drawing I would do for the Crayola versus Prismacolor video, the updated version, not the first one, because the first one sucked. But if you have any ideas or any requests you want me to draw, then I will do that for whenever I release that video. And in general, if you have any ideas or want to see a certain video on my channel in the future, I would really appreciate ideas because while I do have ideas for future videos, I'm eventually going to run out, and I kind of need your guys' help because you are the people who are watching my videos. So, yeah. Also, if you like specifically want certain things from my channel as well, if you want me to talk a little less, I've heard that before, not from you guys, but like from my friends in general. I talk too much, but if you want certain things on this channel, like things we want me to do or don't want to do, just let me know in the description box down below. Not the description box, the comment box. But yeah, I would really appreciate if you guys did that. On another note, I'm already starting to get tired of my profile picture. I know the very first one of me with paint on my hands, I really enjoyed that one. I kept that up for like 6 months, and finally I changed it because I was like, oh, well, I've had this up for a while. But for some reason, this one, I've only had it up for like a month or two, I think. And I'm already like tired of it and I kind of want to change it. So I'm probably going to do that soon. But yeah. Anyway, guys, we are kind of starting to near the end of the video, so I'm just going to fill in some stuff at the end. As always, if you don't follow any of my Instagrams, I will link both of them down below. I would really appreciate if you guys subscribed if you haven't already. And when you subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know exactly when I post, because my posting schedule is kind of whack. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching and sticking around with me. And I will see you guys next video.